morning, friends. This is Becky, Socks for Mom, coming to you from East Texas. And I just really wanted to check in with everybody. I've been meaning to do a podcast for a while now. And this one's going to be a little bit disjointed. I'll probably film in different parts of the house at different periods of the day. But I really feel it's important that we keep in touch with each other during this hard time when we're not being able to see each other face to face. We can share our joy of stitching with each other on Instagram and doing podcasts. And we're really fortunate to have a craft that we love so much to keep us busy, like quilting, cross stitching, or knitting. I'll share a little bit of knitting today, because a lot of people don't have those things and they're home twiddling their thumbs and running out of movies to watch on Netflix. So that's a real positive thing that I see with what we do. So if you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Becky. You can find me on Ravelry as Socks for Mom. I have it's a little bit windy out, not windy, but breezy. I have a blog, which is sadly neglected. On Instagram, I'm Socks for Mom also, and I have an Etsy shop, Socks for Mom. So I have a giveaway today to share with you. The last time we were together, everyone voted on their favorite needlework girl, but we are doing well, Don and I. We've been in training for this for a long time. Our life really hasn't been affected much because in 1992, we decided to move to rural life up in the mountains of Colorado, and now we're here living a rural, simple life in East Texas. So we're retired, and the things that are different for us are that we can't go to church. We're watching it virtually. And my husband is going to the grocery store, but I am not, because I came back from Tennessee with a respiratory thing that we were watching very carefully. But I got that under control. And I'm just not going to go out of the house because I have compromised lungs or something. Anyways, welcome. I'm babbling, but welcome to my FlossTube. I only have a few minutes to show you my FFOs because I'm getting ready to get on a stitchy chat using Zoom. I and about 4 other floss tubers that I think you may all know, we're going to stitch together tonight, and I'll come back and tell you about that. But first I want to say hi. It's been a while since I've been with you. It's been a month. I have a giveaway. You guys voted on your favorite thread keep out of my needlework girls, and so I will be giving one of those away. But very quickly, I want to show you my FFO framed pictures. Then I will have my little stitching time, and I'll come back and I'll show you my other finishes. But hold on, I need to reach over here and get it. I'm filming on my iPad, which I normally don't do. I film on my camera. So first up, I got Cooper back. It was framed by Total Framing in Virginia. And I love him. My husband, this is his absolute favorite thing I've ever done. He is gorgeous, and I love it. and I really persevered through it. At times I didn't want to work on him, but you guys helped me move along with him. The next thing I sent to Total Framing and I got back, I finished these all at the end of the year, is Reindeer Games by Kathy Barrick, as Cooper is. And ironically enough, I'm getting ready to get on, one of the people that's going to be in our Stitchy time is Liz Matthews, Kathy's daughter. It's kind of funny because the last 3 things I have finished have all been Kathy's pieces. But I'm excited to try some of Liz's things too. She is very talented. And the last thing I want to show you is something I bit the bullet and framed myself. I had to wait. I sent these in at the beginning of January and I just got them back. So I was ready to get HL Moth framed, and I watched 3 videos. I watched Teresa Koget's, and I got the little light box that she recommended. I, of course, watched Kitten Stitchers and learned how to pin, and I watched Vanna and learned how to lace, and I basically used all 3 of those combined. So here is HL Moth. I stitched it in DMCs, so it's not quite as vibrant, I think, as if it had been the NPI silks. And because of that, I really wanted to bring this out. So I found this white frame at Home Goods and bought it. It's milk washed. So I love that. I love all 3 of those. So I will be back in a little bit to chat with you some more. Today. I just turned the air conditioner on. Okay, I'm up in my sewing room. I don't know what she's barking at. I'm up in my sewing room now and using my iPad, which I haven't done very often. I think I've only used it one other time, and I used it last night for something I'll tell you about in a second. But I've got my book here, and I will go through March. Okay, Rosewood Quaker. The next thing I did after that, I had finished my focus board, and I kind of wanted to pull the bingo numbers, the whip go. So I pulled those numbers and I got Not Forgotten Farm, which was a club piece. And I worked on that for a little bit. It is by Samplers Not Forgotten. It's in this bag that I made for the seasonal bag club I did last year, which, by the way, I'm feeling so much better now that I'm not sewing bags. So I'm officially retired from doing that. I can pace myself when I quilt, but sewing that number of bags was crazy. I still have, I think, 3 to go to finish up all the ones I needed to do. I took a complete 3-week break from sewing, and that calmed down my disc. Oh, I guess some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. The people in the club know, but I ended up in a lot of pain because I'd taken on way too much, and my neck felt like it did before my surgery last year when I had it fused. And so I pulled back, and I had to end the club, which made me really, really sad, but it was a good decision to do that. So here is Descending Sun by Samplers Not Forgotten, and it was a club piece for the schoolgirl club, and this is all I've done. And what I discovered was that I used the wrong color green. So if you will notice up there at the top, that is lighter than this down here in the bottom. It was supposed to be pine, and I don't know what I use, Oscar or something else, but I do like the pine better. And I'll probably rip that out. So that is Descending Sun. Okay, and then Friday rolled around and I worked on Sparrow. I work on Sparrow on Friday nights, and I'm absolutely in love with the colors. I really don't want to stop. So I'm working on, did I say Sparrow? I meant to say the Village of Hawk Run Hollow. I work on his eyes on the sparrow every morning. So here it is. I'm working on the middle block. Right there. I guess I see what you guys talk about. The letters are reversed to me on everything. So I'm not going to try to read it. I always wondered what you meant. I guess it does that on a phone and an iPad. Aren't the colors pretty? I love this so much. Love, love, love it. And I'm adding the silks as I go. A couple in each block. But that is the Village of Hawk Run Hollow. So there's one more Friday night before March is over, and I hope to finish that lot. Let's see if I have a picture of the overall thing. Here it is. So I'm working on this one right here. And this right here is, of course, the grist mill that Kathy Barrett gave me permission to make into thread keeps, and I don't have any up here to show you. They're all in a process of being made, and they're downstairs. So that's the Village of Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. And here is, oh, here's one. I should have looked there in the first place. Here's the, here is the, yeah, I missed my camera. Where do you go to focus this thing? Or if it focuses. There it is, that's the grist mill. And here are the silks. They're beautiful. My husband says they're luxurious. Pretty. I love them. So that gets worked on every Friday night. And actually, yeah, there's just one Friday night left. And then the other thing that I have been trying to focus on is my Birds of a Feather that I did with Kim and Cynthia Brew. Cynthia's done with hers. She has a beautiful finish. So here is this. It's an out of print pattern, and I'm holding on to mine because, as I've told you guys, it was found in the town I live in, the antique. This antique right here. So I'm doing just DMC. I'm not using the silks. A little bit of a mess, but here they are. Here is the sampler. Very pretty. The lollipop flowers. One of these flowers up here is going to have a chain stitch around it. Put this up behind it. There you go. So I just started the vase right there. I think it goes down to right about here. So that's all I have to do is that part, and go around and touch up the border a little bit. So I'm going to work on that this coming weekend and hopefully get a finish. On Saturdays, I like to stitch on things I'm doing as sals with other people. There's that piece. Okay. I don't have the other thing I was working on, which was Frances Eden. I'll have to show her to you another time. But I did work some more on the ABC pillows, Abecedarian, and I have set this aside for now. I'm about halfway done with that pillow. And it's 1/1 on Lugana. And I really have to be in a mood to do that. Actually, other things were calling my name. And that's why I changed. So I'll show you a picture of it. Find it. Here it is. About to here. Yeah, I need to finish that. They are deceptive. They're quite a bit more work than I thought they were. Okay, I will show you. I worked on Crown Bird, but I've kind of set her aside for a bit because she is also on my Stitch 9 from last year, so I will continue to work on her, but I really want to try to get some of my Mania worked on before the next mania. So for the next month, I'm going to be working on my mania starts from last year. And here it is. Beautiful. I've got, I guess I'm not quite 2/3 done with the grass. I love this color green. They are a combination of Belle Soie and MPI silks. Should love to get that finished up. And I'll show you where Sparrow is. I had a page finish. His eye is on the Sparrow. I'm continuing to work on this every morning when I have my quiet time. And aim to put 3 threads in. So here it is. And I just have one last page on this side. And then I think I'm pretty much almost done with this next page here. But that's moving along. And I bit the bullet thanks to our precious Nicole, who we all love and adore. She started Consider the Lilies, and oh my goodness, is it ever beautiful. So I mentioned to her that I was really trying not to start it until Sparrow was done, and she just said, oh, come on, it's a crazy time. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to bite the bullet. So my book is supposed to be here tomorrow, I think, and I ordered the exact linen that Nicole is using because it's gorgeous. And I haven't gotten a shipping confirmation for it, so I don't know where they're located or what their situation is. So who knows when it will get here. Another thing I've been working on, when I picked a mania to work on, I also drew or did the, what's that dial called? You know, that dial you press and it spins. Remember what it's called. I did that and it chose Sneak. And I really would like to finish this. So I made a commitment to myself that I would go back to doing the clues. This originally was a stitch along that I joined a couple years ago, and now she's released the pattern. Put something behind it. And I was following along till something caught my eye. So let's see. This was, let's see, this is March's. January, February, March. So I'm about to start April. And somehow I did this one. I'm not sure why I skipped down there. But now I don't have them as the clues anymore. I have it as you would buy it if you went out and bought it, which you can. It's at 123 Stitch or anywhere they sell Long Dog. She kept the name. It is still called Sneak. And I am using this with 115. I guess why I put it aside is, look at all that backstitch, people. There's a lot of backstitch on this thing. See my coffee stain? Yep. Need to do something about that. If you have any idea, give me a shout. This is DMC 115. It's variegated. This is on Ada, and I guess that's probably why I'm not drawn to it, because I much prefer linen now. But I didn't know if I was going to enjoy this. I didn't want to invest in the linen at the time. Had I to do it over again, I would. But I figure when it's all done, you're not going to notice that much. But it's still pretty. And so, in keeping, I don't have it here, but I have one right over here. Without, here it is. This is the 115 DMC. And I took a photo of my sneak and made a sneak thread keep. And those are in my shop if you're interested. So that's what I've been doing. Let me see if there's anything I haven't shown you. Lisa Kindred Stitcher and I had talked about doing a stitch along together, but I think both of us have been distracted by other things now. We are doing Tudor Rose, not Tudor Rose, there are Tudor Roses all over it. What's it called? Sarah Rambo. Lisa made me this pretty bag, and I made her one of my bags. We swapped bags, because I don't have any like this. All mine, the ones I make, are all vinyl front, so this is a treat to have this. And thank you, Lisa, if you're watching. Here's my hoop. I've been wondering where that went to. This is the thick Hardwick hoop. The pattern isn't in here. I'll have to stick a pattern in right there. Sarah Rambo. This is, I'm doing it on 40 count platinum, Newcastle linen. And this is all I have, Lisa, if you're watching. Actually, that makes me want to work on it. There just isn't enough time, is there, for all the things? Not enough time. Even if you're retired, there's not enough time. Krista, there's not enough time to do the things we want to do. So many pretty things out there. Speaking of which, I guess I will move on to market. But I'm going to stop and clear all this away. But before I do, I wanted to show you that with the coronavirus, I've limited the amount of TV that I'm watching. And I do listen to the daily team updates. And I picked one of my manias. I mean, not mania, one of my market releases. Actually, it was the first one that arrived in the mail. I work on this when I watch those releases because I think it has a nice sentiment on it that when all of this is over and we get through this, I will be able to do this again. I will be able to welcome people into my home. And I will be able to hug people again. And touch people again and all the things like that. This is by Lila's Studio. It's a Quaker welcome. So I just work on it when I'm listening to the press conferences. And this is what I have so far. I'm missing my camera that focuses. I'm back. All right, before I show you the things that I bought from Market, and I still have more things on the way, I wanted to tell you about something fun that I did last night with some friends. We did social distancing stitching together. And how we did that, we all downloaded the app called Zoom, and one of us invited the other ones to the Zoom group, and there were 6 of us, I think, and it was great fun. We sat and we stitched and we talked for a couple hours, I think. So it was a blast, and I would encourage you to do that. If anybody wants to do it with me, if you want to do a group like that, let me know, and I can set up one and do it with some of you. But we had a lot of fun, and I did not realize how much I needed my stitchy friends to see a stitchy friend face in real life and to talk, because we're all home, and I've been home for quite a bit here. So the people that were there, Blue Bonnets and Whiskey, Krista, Cynthia Brew, Stitching in the Light, I think is hers, Rachel Bensel, Stitch and Be Well, Christine Hollis, who has a shop, Etsy shop, Hollis Hands Create, I think. Liz Matthews, she is a sweetheart. That's the first time I've ever talked to her or met her, and what a sweetie she is. We really enjoyed her. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing anybody? That would be bad to miss somebody. No. So some of us are in guild together. Krista, Christine, Rachel, me, we're all in guild together, but Cynthia lives in the same area, and then Liz is up in Maryland. So it was a lot of fun, and I would just encourage you all to do that. So Christine and Krista are starting a stitch along that starts May 1st, the Berry Bowl Sampler, which I got. It's one of the ones that I fell in love with immediately. This was a collaboration between Scarlet House and Heartstrings Samplery. Tanya, I don't know how you say your name, and if you watch this, I really apologize. Stitched this side for Beth Twist, and Beth Twist stitched another one of these and gave it to her, and they sewed it together. And it says, life is sweeter when shared with friends. So my friend Rachel and I are going to do this together. Stitch a piece for each other, and I will really treasure that piece. Is that beautiful? Yeah, I love that. The next thing I got is Manor at Quaker Hill. I love this. Sorry about the glare, but I'm not going to take them out. I think everybody has seen these anyways by now. There you go. That's gorgeous. What else did I get of hers? This is With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I got the coffee first. It's pretty. I'm gonna put that with my, where I store my coffee beans. I am gonna take these out. Too much glare. I got Baltimore Salt Box, even though it is on Lugana, stitch 1/1. I'll do it, that's fun, and it's on a box. I want to get the Salt Box quilts. I didn't realize that she did that for Carol, Salt Box Stitcher. So I've gotta have that. Okay. Then I got one of Teresa Koget's, the Pet All the Dogs. Take this out. So what I really think is cool is look at all those little dogs down there. Pet All the Dogs. So of course I need to put a Westie in there somewhere. Hey, Teresa is knocking it out of the park. This year. She has several other ones that I would like to do too, and I would really like to learn how to punch needle. Okay, and of course, Kathy Barrick. Since I did HL Moth, I must do BR's Moth, which this one, she actually charted it from a real moth. HL's Moth was charted from a sampler. But this is also stitched on Havana, which my other one is, and they'll be pals together. And that'll be a lot of fun. I may even do those in the silks this time. Sorry for all the crinkling. And then I got this because I'm all about the samplers right now. This one actually isn't very big. The stitch count is 147 by 187. And I have linen ordered for that. And I also got the silks for it. And the silk color is actually a dark, dark green. So I can't wait to get that. It's very pretty. I have an idea floating around in my mind that I want my guest room to have only samplers in it. I mean Quaker samplers, Quaker pieces. And then last is Spot. I won't take it out. But that's really pretty. And I do have the another horse. That's a Kathy Barrett, the red horse, Frederick and Fiona, I think. And I have the silks for that. I need to get that started and done. But I love this too. So those are my market releases. What else do I have coming? I have a couple one of Liz's coming. I have my Consider the lilies coming. I have Beth and Paulette Stewart's friend, their little pillows, and I think that's it. So those are my market releases that I am especially interested in. I'm not really letting myself start any yet. I'm really trying to get some of my Mania things finished and done and get my whip pile lower. It's taking a lot of discipline, but I think my desire to finish some things is stronger right now, so it's winning. So I'm going to take a break and go watch the press release, and I will come back and tell you the winner of the Thread Keep beauty contest. Back in a minute. All right, it's time to, let's see, where do we look? Where's the camera thing over there? It's time, it's time to pick the prize. This is the man that named that thing on the wall. This is Don, my husband. And I have written down, I went and counted everything, and the winner did not surprise me at all. I mean, which girl won? The needle worker won. And the second runner-up, sorry about this. The second runner-up was Cordelia, and the third was Elame. And those statistics go right along with my volume of sales. This lady here is definitely the most popular. So there were 14 of you who voted for this. I have her in the square and the rectangle. So I have the list of names right here, and I'm gonna ask Dawn to pick a number between 1 and 14.
2.
2. Can you read the second name on that list?
Roxy.
Roxy. I know Roxy. I've made a Brenda Gervais bag for Roxy, and she's bought some stuff from me too. So Roxy, you're getting a needle worker. I'm gonna comment right under your name. I know your email, and if I don't hear from you, I'll find you. So thanks, guys. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Good night.